Hey YouTube, what is going on? Thanks for checking out the Jeep SRT YouTube channel, where we discuss all things SRT related. Now today is going to be my 4-year preview. Got a bunch of notes here for you guys on how the past 4 years have gone. I do this video every year. It's my 4th year update or my annual year update. So I did one for my 1st year, 2nd year, 3rd year, and now we're on my 4th year. And the whole point of these videos is to let you guys know what kind of costs you can anticipate for your Jeep SRT, and to give you an idea what those costs are, what went wrong, how much it costs to get it fixed, and then what is that monthly breakdown of costs and the annual breakdown of costs from the point of ownership up until now. Before I get into the numbers though, I want to do a quick walkthrough and show you guys the car. I know it has been 4 years, so I want to show you how well the car holds up after 4 years. And I'll do a quick walkthrough right now. So we're obviously inside my car. There are no issues besides the trim peeling that has been replaced. This has been replaced. And as of right now, this is actually peeling off. So this has to get replaced too. Again, so it's going to be free through the dealership. That has to get taken care of. And then the rest of the car itself, nothing wrong with it. Everything's in great working condition. There's no wear marks. I know a lot of vehicles, wherever you start touching it, these are all usually laser etched. So the material underneath it's white. There's a black film on top, and they laser etched through the black to show you these volume buttons and controls. So a lot of times as you touch it and rub it, it rubs off, and this black ends up being removed, and then you just see this white portion underneath it. But none of these buttons have that issue. They're all great condition. Nothing's been damaged. Nothing's been smushed in. Nothing's worn out. None of the chrome's peeling. It's all in great condition. Nothing wrong with the car cosmetically whatsoever. And then back of the car, typical stuff too. No damage anywhere. Everything looks great. The leather is still tight. You can see here there's no wrinkles. There are some wear marks, or wear wrinkles I should say, from when you get in and out of the car and you kind of sit on the side and push it in a little bit. There are some stress marks there, but beyond that, it's perfect. Any gene transfer I had, meaning when you sit in a car and you kind of rub against it with your jeans, you get some blue dye in here. Using this regular cleaning, got all that out. Buttons down here work great too. No issues anywhere with any of them fading. I do use it quite often. Shifter itself looks great too. There's no wear on the leather. Just the whole car itself is held up very, very well over time. Let's get outside and do a quick walkthrough of the body. This is going to be the same case as I told you on the inside. Car's in great condition. I did recently put a detail on it, and it does have a ceramic coating. So it looks pretty shiny, pretty clean. Get a side shot right here. It's in great condition. Held up very well over the years. There's no cracks. There's no damage to it. So you can see after 5 years, or after 4 years I should say, the vehicle is in great condition. Again, everything looks good. There is some clear coat that has rubbed off on the calipers though. That's a known issue for these vehicles. So it has to get treated and re-clear coated, but beyond that, it looks great. Tires are fine. Again, from a side shot here, car's in great condition. There are a few dings and nicks, but again, it's 4 years old. Everything looks good. Now let's get inside. All right, so let's walk through what I've done to the car, routine-wise, non-routine, maintenance-wise, and add the total cost of everything so far. So the car is actually about 5 years old. I've owned it for 4 years. I bought it used. It may have been like maybe 6 months old when I bought it. But for the most part, it's around 4 years old. So I'm going to walk through my maintenance I've done to the car in the past 4 years of ownership. And right now I'm at about 65,000 miles, 66,000 miles. So this is kind of accurate for up to this date. So we'll start with daily costs. That's really just gas. So gas has gotten more expensive, of course. But when I started, it was $3.30 a gallon for the first 3 years, and then I averaged $4 a gallon for the last year. So it brings me year to date, for the 4 years, sorry. For all 4 years, it was $15,669. For this year alone, it was $3,720. Per month, it comes out to about $310 a month. Now, obviously, it's going to differ very greatly based on how often you drive the vehicle. If you drive it in the winter and get worse gas mileage, if you're doing very short city driving, get worse gas mileage. If you do more highway, get better gas mileage. But roughly, doing a mix of city and highway, you can assume about $3,720 a year in gas, giving $4 a gallon in gas currently. Routine maintenance, for these are all costs up to this point in time. For oil and the filter, again, remember I used the stock Pennzoil Ultra Premium fluid or oil with the white oil filter. That's $1,200 up to this point in time. For oil changes, transmission fluid $220, diff fluid $400, transfer case fluid $250. Tires, did them twice. These are about a year old, so I spent $3,000 total. About $1,500 each time for tires, and that includes everything. Mounting, getting rid of the old tires, balancing, the whole thing. New car battery, I did buy a new battery. That was $340. I bought the Optimum battery. Brakes, this is it's objective pricing, but the way you go about it is very subjective. You can do my route, which is a more high performance, higher price tier route. I had the 2-piece rotors for the fronts, 1 piece in the back, and then ceramic pads all around. That was $2,511. Of course, you can do 1-piece rotors and go cheaper options too. It is worth noting that when I bought the car, it had, again, like 6 months of life on it. The front pads had to be changed, but in me owning the car, I'd say about my front pads and the rear pads last another 2.5 years before they had to get redone. The rears could have gone longer. The rotors were shot, but the pads were all right. And then for the fronts, those pads were shot and so are the rotors. But I decided to go all around. That's part of my video series I did for you guys, that mini series on components, installations, and something else I did a 3-part series on. But anyway, I did full parking brakes, rear brakes, front brakes. So that was $2,500. You can go a lot cheaper route if you want to. Cabin filter, spent $200 so far on cabin filters. I buy the HEPA ones for the vehicle. Spark plugs, I did change out the spark plugs not too long ago. That was $208. Keep in mind that there are 2 spark plugs per cylinder, so you gotta buy 16 spark plugs. Car insurance, again, very subjective. My cost is $110 a month. Up to date would be $5,280 for all 4 years of car insurance costs. Non-routine fixes. So one was carbon fiber dash. I replaced it myself because my dealer wouldn't do it for free. Then I found out another dealer would, but at that point in time I already did the video and already did it. So that's $200 on that. There was a hood latch sensor that went like 2 years ago. That was $150 or $100 for the part. It was easy to change out as a quick change. There were some loose bolts in the exhaust or in the rear tailgate that vibrated. So that was a free change or a free fix as well. Did a video on that guy for you guys. The calipers, I had to buy more clear coat to paint them. They've kind of, in spots that I didn't paint, are starting to flake again. So I need to remove the whole clear coat and redo it. But that's $50. And then in my trunk, there is a key fob passive entry like module that became unclipped. I'm pretty sure it's from the exhaust because there's a lot of vibration the car wasn't designed to withstand. So I think the clip just came a little bit loose in the vibrations and became unplugged. Anyway, that's $150 for the dealer to do. Mods. So I did my 180 degree thermostat. That was $55. Did that myself. Bought the Diablo Trinity Platinum system and unlocked PCM. That was $1,500 all in. And then my Solo Performance exhaust was $1,430. In terms of other mods, I did an engine air filter. I did the AEM dry flow. Still going great. I did an oil catch can for $200. So all in terms of mods, I'm at $3,230. So that's it for basically maintenance costs, daily driving costs, insurance, fixes. I mean, I haven't fixed anything else in the car. I drive the car every day. I drag race it occasionally, more in the summertime, of course. I do spirited drives on the roads all the time. I mess around all the time with the car. Nothing's broken. Nothing's gone bad. Never had to get towed. It's been a phenomenal car. So those are all my costs from 4 years of ownership up until today. So let's do a quick summary. So maintenance costs. If you want to know what's it going to cost me to buy a Jeep SRT, and what's that maintenance cost going to be if I were to give an even distribution over all the time. So over 4 years, it's cost me $8,329. And that's adding all the costs I just talked about for maintenance wise. Over 4 years, that's $174 a month. So if you're not sure how much it's going to cost to own this car, assume $174 a month on top of your other bills. When you add that plus gas, that changes to $23,992, almost $24,000 over 4 years, and that's $500 a month. So taking your cost of your loan, plus insurance, plus gas and maintenance, you can assume to pay an extra $500 a month on top of your insurance and on top of your loan payment. For me, adding in my insurance to this equation as well bumps it to $29,272 or $609 a month on top of my monthly loan rate. So if your loan's at $500 a month, you're paying that $500 plus the $609, you're at $1,109 per month, all in for the vehicle. And that's really it for the 4-year update. Not much to say. In terms of the vehicle itself, I still always get compliments on the vehicle. I mean, it happens all the time. Mostly from guys, of course, but everyone always appreciates it. They love the exhaust. They say it sounds very deep and very throaty. It's very nice on exhaust, especially paired with the V8 engine. Lots of compliments on that. And the car looks great. It's very shiny. I always detail it. It looks very clean all the time, so compliments on that too. Drives great. I love putting it in just auto mode where it's just street everything because it drives like a normal SUV. So if you have like bumpier roads, or you want more compliance in the steering and more compliance in the suspension, you put it in auto mode and it just drives like a normal SUV. You put it in sport and it immediately feels different, like a sports car. It's a very heavy, obviously, sports car. It's not a fast sports car, but it's very quick. It'll go a quick 0 to 60. But then top end isn't that good because it's so much mesh you got to carry around. But interior wise, again, phenomenal condition. It looks brand new. Nothing wrong with the car. Besides that carbon fiber dash, which we already all know about. Driving wise, drives great. I've had one alignment in the past 4 years. The tires don't have any uneven wear. Nothing weird going on. The brakes wear perfectly fine. I mean, I drive pretty good. Again, I do some spirited driving too. The pads didn't have any abnormal wear. There wasn't any weird wear patterns to them. Calipers are perfectly fine. They're still very easy to move in and out. Yeah, I mean, I added some coolant to the car, minor amounts, because I did the coolant flush a while ago, so I added a little bit since then. But that's really it. I mean, the Jeep, it's been phenomenal. Never had to get it towed. So for having a car that you daily drive all the time, that's been through 4 years of winters in New York with all that road salt, the bomb does have some rust on it. You know, it's not phenomenal, but for being 4 years of winter, it's pretty good. The body itself doesn't have any rust on it, so that looks great too. So if you're wondering if the Jeep SRT is good for you, go ahead and check out all my videos. But that is my 4-year summary cost. I'll probably do a 5-year update. I'm not sure how much further I'm going to go beyond 5 years. So at that point in time, most people, after 5 years, they end up selling their car or upgrading. So I'll probably do a 5-year update and then call it quits. But if you got questions, as always, drop them below. We'll get a conversation started. If you got questions for me based on how I detail the interior or the exterior, again, drop them below. Let me know. I am a detailer, so I can answer some of those questions. And then in general, if you have comments or you have ideas for new videos, go ahead and also drop them below. Let's get a conversation started. But that's it for this video. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks.